7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. It's good to be back talking to you guys. Today I put out a post on Instagram asking what you guys wanted to see next on the videos, and I had a lot of people comment and give suggestions for videos, and this question has come up a lot, and that question is, how do I section my haircuts, and why do I section my haircuts the way I do? So today what I wanted to do is go over that with you guys. So I had two people ask pretty much the same question. The first one was Nikki Marcel on Instagram asked differences between sectioning and why you would section a certain way. Example, horseshoe, square, triangle, diamond, 4 sections, etc. So I'm definitely gonna break that down. We also had a question from I believe it's Miss Sweet Cheeks. I'd be interested in seeing more about how you decide to part the hair in a certain way prior to the cut. I know you base it off head shape and the end result you're going for. I still feel like I have trouble implementing that on a real client. So awesome, great questions. Now I want to break it down for you guys so you fully understand why I do what I do. All right guys, so let's break down the sectioning that I do for every single haircut. Like I said, I always base it on the shape of the head and on the end result of the haircut that I'm looking to create. The standard of my sectioning is following the parietal ridge. Parietal ridge is that first kind of round shape. It separates the top from the bottom of the head. So I section along parietal ridge, down across mid-crown. Mid-crown is another curve that separates the top and the bottom, and then I go back around parietal ridge. That creates that horseshoe section that you guys always see in my haircuts. Then I decide, am I gonna create a haircut that pushes the weight off of her face or pushes the weight towards her face? That's all gonna be based on how I create this next division point in the head shape. Now, this is the halfway point. It's what separates the front where the face is and the back of the head this way. I think the key to understanding sectioning is really understanding the corners of the head, and that is why I section so many different little pieces. That leads me into the back. We have the back division. So if you want to divide the right and the left side of the back, there's a corner there. And then I go across the occipital bone, which is another corner in the head shape. So then I separate from the occipital bone down, occipital bone up. So it gives me these 4 sections in the back. All right, so I want to dive a little bit deeper into this question because it was also asked why you part the hair certain ways. For example, horseshoe, square, triangle, diamond, 4 sections. So let's just start off with horseshoe. The reason I put a horseshoe in the top of the hair is because that's going to be the most forgiving type shape on the haircut. If I went and created a stronger corner in the haircut, then I'm going to be dealing with that later on in the cut. So this is a little bit softer way to go about the top. Now there are some cases where I create a rectangle on the top of the head. That's just if I don't mind putting a little bit of heaviness in the corners, then I go with that. If I want it to be a little bit softer, I go with the horseshoe shape. So that's horseshoe and square. Triangle and diamond are a little bit different to me. Cool thing about using a triangle and a diamond in a haircut is that you're gonna be able to take a fatter base and make it skinnier, or take a skinnier section and make it fatter and work around the head. So triangles are a good way. If you try to put a bunch of squares around the head, it doesn't always fit that well. But if you take a bunch of triangles and you piece them out around the head, you can shift around. That's why creating pie-shaped sectioning in the crown area works so well, because it's an easy way to shift yourself, stay consistent, and work around corners in a haircut. So I like to use triangles when I'm working around the head, and I also love to use triangles when I'm working with disconnection because it diffuses itself out. And the last one was the basic 4 sections. I don't really use this sectioning that often unless I'm coloring hair, because I believe that if I just did the basic 4 quadrants, what I'm doing is I'm opening myself up for inconsistency because I have to work around the rounds of the head without sectioning it away, so I can keep myself organized. This is my basic sectioning, guys. I hope that it helps you when you're sectioning out your haircuts so that you have a purpose for everything that you're doing, but use this as a standard and then develop on top of that what fits your style. So thank you guys so much for checking this out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below. Check out all the haircuts. Now that you've seen the sectioning, you'll understand more of why I cut the way that I do. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up guys, welcome to today's vlog. Today what I'm going to show you guys is a brand new haircut. I want to do a longer haircut this week because you guys have been requesting that. I've also done a lot of short haircuts, a lot of men's cuts, so I want to get back into something a little bit longer. We are using the mannequin today. So today what we focused on is a nice face frame haircut. I wanted to bring the face frame all the way up into this hairstyle and into the fringe. So the big technique today that we're going to go over is bringing that fringe, cutting the fringe, connecting the face frame into it, and then that's our little police car. Connecting the fringe into the haircut, that's really what this is all about, and also elevation within the face frame. So we've talked about that within the bangs, how you should elevate the hair. Well, now we're going to work on elevation in the face frame as well. Hope you guys like this video. Let me know in the comments below. Let's get started with our step-by-step. Here we go. All right, guys, so we're going to start off this cut, parting the hair straight down the center and then following that directly down center back and then combing each side off to the side. We're basing this haircut off of a center parting, but if you had a guest with a side parting, you could also do that as well. Just start off the haircut parting it on the side they wear it. Now we're going to create a V shape on the front fringe, and basically the way that I determine how far I want that V to go is where do I want the bangs to stop. So I go all the way out to the edge of the eyebrow, and then I braid that section down. You don't have to do this with your guests. You could twist it up. Sometimes that braid annoys people if it's hanging right in front of their face, but sometimes a braid works really well to section off hair instead of using a clip. It's better for presentation. So what we're going to do is start diagonal back right off of that triangle. So we're going to follow the head shape down. I'm going to start creating that face frame, so I cut my guide. I decide where I want those pieces to start falling along her face. Then as I move along the head shape starts to move away from me. So the key thing I want you guys to focus on this cut as we work through it is that my elevation on the side of the head is going to change. I'm going to elevate more out away from the head towards the camera instead of just bringing it straight over the face. What that's going to do for me is it's going to create that elevation and create more of a lighter face frame for the guest. So now that I'm moving in the back of the head, you can see how high my elevation is compared to the beginning. If you rewind back to the beginning, you can see, but that elevation was right in front of her face, and then as I move to the back of the head, I start to elevate much, much higher to create that light feel. Now, this works for clients that have a super heavy amount of density as you're working through the head shape. But if they have really fine hair, you don't have to elevate as high because you don't want to take out too much weight as well. Also in the front, I grab my guide from a previously cut section. So I just kind of pull a piece over from the opposite side, and then I start cutting, and I do the exact same thing. We're mimicking the haircut on this side. The reason we're able to mimic the haircut is because it's parted in the center. If it was parted on one of the sides, then I would definitely make sure to adjust my elevation based on the lower density side and the higher density side. I would do definite higher elevation on the higher density side or the side that you part over to. So now we're going to comb out that fringe area, and we're going to grab one of my favorite tools. This is the carving comb from Donald Scott. I use the 100% carved side. This is available on freesaloneducation.com. It's the best $35 tool you'll ever buy. I'm using the wide tooth version of it, and I just go through with a heavy stroke and create that broken fringe that I'm going to detail later in the dry cut. So then I add my Bricado foam or Bricado mousse to the haircut, and I blow it dry. I'm using a flat wrap technique for the most part, just kind of working the hair all the way around the head and keeping that nozzle aimed down. The reason you have shiny hair is because the cuticle lays nice and flat and it allows the sun to reflect off of it. So if you want to create shiny, smooth hair, you got to keep that nozzle and the air flowing over top of the hair. You don't want to rough it up too much. So then I go through, use my Bricado VibraStraight iron. This is a really cool iron because it vibrates as it moves down the hair, so it creates less friction on the hair and less damage, which is one of my favorite things about that iron. So now I've got the hair all smoothed out, prepped, and ready to go for my dry cutting. This is the Mizutani 5.5 inch puffin scissor. We actually just did a class and had a lot of great people in the class, and they were really excited about the puffin scissor. So this is a good showcase of what it does. The thing I love about having a dry cutting scissor is the fact that dry hair can mess up a scissor. So if you have your main scissor for precision cutting, it's always good to have a dry cutting scissor. It's built to handle the dry hair so that you could see the thicker blade on it. It has more power and works and glides through the hair much better. The blade is also created to glide through the hair. So it's just a good tool to have to keep the life of your scissor, but also have a smoother feel when you're going through and you're slide cutting, point cutting like I'm doing. I'm taking those vertical sections. I'm just doing a nice deep parallel point cut. What that does is it doesn't take out a ton of weight, but just softens the edges, softens the ends of the hair to make them lay really nice and soft in the haircut. I do a little bit of a kind of concave, I guess, kind of whip the hair up a little bit and just detail the ends, and then I go through and I smooth out the bottom. I like to cut the perimeter last for the most part in most haircuts because I don't like to determine the length and base the haircut off of the length that I created. I like to go in, create my layer length first because that's the most important part. Then at the very end, detail the baseline of the haircut. Now we're just going to do a slide cutting technique right through the face frame and in the fringe area. We did get a lot of texture from that Donald Scott carving comb. It was an easy way to quickly cut through the bangs. But now I just go through and detail them with the puffin scissor, half closing the scissor as I work my way down the hair. You could see that texture that really comes out of it. Finish it off with a little Bricato hairspray. And that is our finished look. I hope you guys like this video. I know it was short and sweet. Definitely watch it a couple times. You'll pick up different things. But I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. All right, guys, and like always, if you like this haircut, then hit the like button, hit the share button, share this video with all of your friends out there, and also go to fsesocial.com and let me know what you thought of the cut on there as well. That is our social community for hairstylists where you can create a profile, share your work, and get connected to stylists all over the world. Thank you guys so much for the support always. And also check out, you get 20% off on freesaloneducation.com. Any scissors, combs, clips, blow dryers, anything you're looking to purchase, you get 20% off if you use the code MattBeckVlog at checkout. So enjoy that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.